Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Steel City Commuters podcast. I am Austin Cairns, joined here alongside my good friend Nicholas Brown from New Kensington, and we're back here in the beautiful media hub that Point Park presents us. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest joining the podcast today. Now, if you're a two Jaguars fan favorite, you know this man very well. If you know the Pittsburgh Pirates, you may even know him even more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, my good friend, Robby Incmikoski. Robby, so great to see you.
This is incredible. I mean, you've had me back now. This is my third appearance, I think.
I'm surprised you're not sick of me yet.
No, I'm definitely not sick of you. I just don't know why the hell you keep asking me to come back on.
You bring the views.
Do you really want to hear from me for the next however long this episode's going to go?
I will say this, Robby. We have gotten amazing feedback both times you're on two Jagoffs. And I'm assuming we're going to get good feedback here on Steel City, too.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all. But how's life treating you recently? It's been a minute.
I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking. Thank you for having me back on. Downtown Nick Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to join you on a podcast. Like I've always said, this is cool for me. You know, you guys remind me of myself, a lot of ladies out there, too, that want to get into broadcasting. And I feel like it's part of my, I don't want to say mission, but when I look back at what led to my success, if that's what you want to call it, in the business, were the people that opened up doors for me. And the one thing that they've always said was just go and help anybody else that you can. If there's a younger generation out there, which at the time I didn't think there ever would be, but here I am turning 50 years old and now not mentoring, but, helping out kids that you guys could be my kid, so it's kind of funny how life works out. So I'm happy to be here and happy to do this with you again. As for me, everything's great. My book, upcoming book / website, Sacred Grounds, website's live right now. The book is available for pre-sale on my website, RobbyInc.com. Thanks for letting me get that out there.
Good, check it out. It'll be in the link. Don't worry.
Yep, that's all right. And I appreciate that very much. The book is off to the printer. Hope to have it sometime in October. It's got to come from China because I think that's where pretty much every coffee table photo book comes from. But it's a cool book with anecdotes, stories, kind of bringing the hits I did on TV with the Pirates to life in book form. And then we have a website that's going to have thousands more pictures, longer form interviews, transcripts, blog entries. Going to eventually get my own podcast going. Maybe I can get a couple tips from you on how to get this stuff
Asking
up and
me
running.
for tips now.
Yeah, you never know, man. Never know how the world works sometimes, believe me. So, yeah, I just got that going on. And then once we get this off the ground a little bit, then it's time to go get a big boy job again. And we'll see where that lies. I'm pretty excited about the future, and it's kind of nice to kind of be where I am. It's kind of a midlife transition, I guess, a little bit. And I've really enjoyed it. I miss doing what I did with the Pirates. I like parts of it, but it was kind of time to move on. In a sense, I was outgrowing the job, I think, just a little bit. But yeah, man, life is well.
I'm glad life is well. Life is well for us as well. And I'll tell you what, one thing that you said that stuck out to me is always paying it forward, giving it back to that next generation, helping out the students.
Yeah.
And you've done that for myself, which I do want to thank you so much because so many big things have come from you and so many other greats that have been on my personal podcast.
Yeah, you had Stocky here too. I saw you at Stocky.
Yeah, Andrew Stocky last year.
I love Andrew. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a legend here in the city of Pittsburgh and a good man.
Well, I'm actually glad you brought up Andrew Stocky because we usually recap the week before the interview. And Nick, I know you had a couple words you want to say about Andrew Stocky. What did you think of that episode?
I actually got to meet Andrew on Tuesday.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Always down to earth.
Oh, yeah.
Loves skylights.
Yeah, great guy.
His story on 9/11 was incredible. The one that he Austin posted this morning.
Was he in New York on 9/11?
He actually was here at a dentist office in Pittsburgh, and he was on his way, got the call from, as soon as he was in the check waiting room, he had to leave and go right to the station to report on it.
Can I tell you what's crazy? I was at the dentist office on 9/11 too.
Were you? Do you mind
But I was
sharing
not working in
Yes.
television. No, I was actually working at Temple University at the time.
Okay.
And I had a dentist appointment that morning. I had taken a shower, got out, and sadly, that's when I saw the first plane had hit. And then I went to the dentist, and that's when I found out that the second plane had hit. Obviously, it's what year were you born? This is not
2003. I wasn't alive yet.
And you obviously
I was
younger than
06,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So what's crazy about that? You talk about generations changing. Can we take a moment to talk about this?
Yes.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Because I think it's really important for the younger generation, especially folks like you two, who were not alive. Okay, you don't control when you're born, so nobody's going to fault you for not being alive. But it's very important, I think, for people to know, what this, how dark a moment it was in our history, right? Like just what happened. And it's not something anybody should ever make a joke about ever, right? No matter the circumstance, because we lost so many good Americans. So many people have dealt with, cancer from dealing with the chemicals, our first responders, what they had to deal with there. you know, and it was a where were you moment, right? Like we have those in sports, right? Like we have them all the time. Remember where you were when the Steelers won the Super Bowl, or when you went to your first game, or baseball game, football game, hockey game, basketball game, whatever it may be. But that was the first true where were you moment that I really experienced in my life. And I'm really glad that you're able to talk about this, because it's important for you to be educated on, you know, just stuff that really kind of directly impacts our life day to day. And I'm not somebody like really gets into politics or anything like that, because this is apolitical. We're talking about a terrorist attack on New York City when thousands of people lost their lives, and so many first responders had to eventually would lose their lives as well from dealing with this. So I'm glad you guys talk about that.
Yeah, I'm glad too. And it surprises me that so many people out there don't want to cover this in the history classes anymore, don't want to cover this within media. And I feel like it's such not a moment that we should celebrate, but a moment that we should look back on and reflect on.
Yeah.
Because innocent lives were lost that day. So many brave Americans stepped up. And it was like the one true time, and especially, again, we won't get political here, but especially right now in this country where we see so much divide. At that time, there was just as much divide, and everybody came together that day for a common enemy. And I feel like that is so inspirational. My camp is about 15 minutes away from the Flight 93 memorial site.
Okay, Johnstown,
Yep, right up there. So every year we go up there and we check it out. We pay our condolences. We show, and it's a nice place too. It's a nice museum. It's sad. You can get that eerie feeling. And even when we were in New York City, we went by where the
did you go to the museum? I was going to ask you.
We went there too. It was beautiful there.
Yeah, the one thing that stood out there was the gentleman that was, I guess, planes had phones at that time, and the lady was leaving his wife a voicemail, basically saying the plane has been hijacked, and say goodbye to his wife on a voicemail. And they have that at the 9/11 museum.
Heartbreak.
You know, and it's like, and when you go there, you have to mentally be prepared for what you're going to see. You know, and I just, you know, and you're right. You raise a great point, and it's a fascinating, I guess, I don't want to say case study, but like George Bush was a president, right? Like he's a Republican, but the only thing that mattered was bringing the country together. And think about it, right? Everybody has their own political opinions, no matter what they are. You could be left, center, right, any which way, right? We have far left, we have far right, we have everything, right? Everybody has their opinions, but the one thing I think we've really lost as a society is our ability to realize that we have a lot more in common than we have apart. I might vote for a different candidate than you, and you might vote for a different candidate than me. That doesn't mean I'm going to treat you any differently. It's not going to mean you can't be my friend because you vote for a certain candidate. And I really wish, especially college kids, would realize this instead of getting brainwashed by these stupid, like, I don't know what the word is to use, but all these stupid narratives that people get taught. And it's like, stop thinking one way and realize, hey, we could differ on certain things, and that's okay. Who the hell agrees with everybody in their own house?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many times, you have brothers, sisters?
I have a sister. And I disagree with her all the time.
Child.
Only child. Okay, I was two for 10 and a half years, right? I have a little brother now, right? Like, and you have a sister, you said, right?
Sister.
Right. Do you and your sister get along your whole lives about everything?
Barely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What about you and your parents?
Oh, we just disagreed on dinner last night.
That's
so
what I'm saying. Same thing with you. I'm sure you
We disagree on sports and everything.
Everything, right? So why the hell should it be any different because of somebody's political views or who they voted for? Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, who cares who somebody voted for? So that's why I'm really glad, you know, and as it relates to baseball, I don't know if either of you guys watched George Bush when he threw out the first pitch. If my memory serves me correctly, it was to Mike Piazza. I believe it was a Mets game, and then he did it at the World Series that year as well. When the Yankees played the Diamondbacks that year. And it's like, I don't know, man. I just think that's the stuff that unites our country, and I'm glad to see college kids like yourself. And I'm not belittling you by saying college kids or the younger generation, but it gives me hope to see you guys covering things that took place before you were born, because this was not ancient history. This was 24 years ago. Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Which is crazy. And again, that's like one of the things that really make me start to feel young, knowing that such a tragedy took place only 2 years before I was even born. Yeah. And you want to know something I blame, Robby?
How old are you? 20?
I'm 21.
You're 21, yeah.
I'm 21.
Right.
This is what I blame. I blame these social media for so many kids and so many people within my generation that want to make fun of the situation or make it seem like it's not that big of a deal. This was a big deal.
There is no joke to be made. And no matter how funny people think it is, I will never laugh at a 911 joke or 9/11 joke. You know, not 911. You know what I'm saying? I'll never laugh at a joke made about the events of September 11th, 2001, because I don't think any of it's funny, and that's just my personal opinion.
Of course,
I know people make the jokes and stuff like that. People laugh, but I don't know. I just, as we come across, come up on the anniversary of 9/11 every year, it kind of hits home again. Remembering because I was in South Jersey at the time. I was about an hour and change away from New York City.
Yes.
And I didn't really have anybody directly involved in 9/11 because my family's in Philadelphia, right? And we didn't really go to New York a ton because it was so close and it's chaotic and crazy. So we didn't really go there a ton. But I don't know, man. Like, I just think this whole thing I'm just glad to see you guys paying tribute to this, and remembering, the people that were lost that day. We don't need to turn this into a serious, morbid podcast, but I really appreciate you guys.
It's a conversation that needs to be had.
Because it's worth talking about.
It is.
It's worth it for our younger generation to see these, for you to learn what happened, for you to learn what happened. You can't remember because you weren't there, but you can certainly look back on it. There was enough media around in 2001 where you can know what happened. And there's enough people that have looked back since the media has evolved in 24 years to really look back at what happened.
Just think of all the anchors that are still today covering Lester Holt, Savannah Guthrie, all of them that were on the air during that time.
Right.
That is a case you can make that has shaped them to cover stories and make them stronger and not get that emotional.
Right.
And I think it's just important to keep talking about it and that it should be in schools. And teachers need to educate students about it.
And think about how that, and the other thing too is I want to say Jon Stewart, I believe it's Jon Stewart, the comedian, talk
Daily
show
Show,
host.
yeah.
Yes.
What is that, Daily Show? Right?
Daily Show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't it him that raises all that money for the first responders that have been dealing with the after effects of the chemicals that they inhaled and the fire and it's just everything that happened from that day? And we need to keep this going a quarter of a century later. That's all. So maybe we can, move on from the serious stuff and have a little more lighthearted. Because I have something I want to bring up to you, by the way.
Bring it up, Robby. Let's hear it.
So you're in the cell phone generation. So are you.
Yes.
Right? Like where every communication is a Snapchat, a text. Nobody picks up the phone or writes a handwritten letter really anymore, right?
Nope.
And I pick up the phone and call people all the time, and I write handwritten letters all the time. Did you guys see the Phillies Cairns story with the Marlins game?
I did not.
I did not either.
The lady, I think it was a home run ball that got hit in the outfield, and the lady went over and grabbed the ball.
I did see this. Yes.
It was a guy who
Yes.
had his son there for his 10th birthday, right? And the ball came in, and look, what's the etiquette when a ball goes there? To me, it's a free-for-all if a ball lands. Now, if it lands in somebody's lap, then it's their ball,
Yes.
right? But this ball appeared to be on the ground, and this lady, a gentleman came over, grabbed the ball, gave it to his son, happy as heck. Guy looked like his wife, son, and daughter, right, are there at the game. And the lady comes over and just starts berating him in front of the family. The dad's like, you know what, lady? Like, just take the ball and just go away and leave me alone. And now the internet is after this lady. And it's kind of like people, should this lady's life be ruined? No, not at all. She took a baseball. Is she a Karen? Oh, absolutely she is. You didn't see it? You have your phone on? You got to pull it. Just Google.
You got to see it. It's crazy.
Google the Phillies Karen and just look at the video and see what happened. While he looks out, it'd be really funny. I wish you can ISO that camera on him just to get his reaction. You can't do it, but
I could do a zoom.
it'd be really funny to see what his reaction is.
Post-production, Austin. Work some magic.
Oh, yeah, post-production, you could do it. But, this is where I think it's a fascinating case study. Everybody wants to go after this lady, right? She absolutely deserves shame for what she did.
Oh, for sure.
There's no doubt. Because if you're that miserable at somebody and angry at somebody at a baseball game, what are you like when you have real-life issues? This is a $15, $20 baseball that came to you, and you're that mad?
Yeah.
That you took it from a kid, a grown-ass lady, right?
And I was
but where does it stop? People go after her. They've identified her. But what is the punishment? She took a baseball. She didn't commit a crime. She didn't harm anyone.
I feel like the crime at heart here is unfortunately the public shame. Just getting that shame from the internet, from social media. I mean, that alone right there is a punishment in itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the kid ended up, meeting Harrison Bader, got a signed bat. The Marlins came over, I think, gave him a goodie bag and stuff, which was really nice, classy move of the Marlins. Again, it makes baseball great. It's why baseball is fantastic.
She seems nuts. Just seeing some of the photos, she seems nuts as it is.
I mean, look, to me,
she should be banned for life.
No,
Not that
that's
far.
Crazy.
Come on, Nick.
Come on. Banned for life?
Was taking a baseball?
She took a baseball from a kid.
It's not like she threw it at
Reminds
him.
me of Sunday's incident. I think a fan for football
Lamar Jackson.
with Lamar
That's another
Jackson.
case.
Yes.
People say Lamar Jackson had it out with a fan. Let me tell you something. That fan, I believe, was banned, and that
Yes.
fan absolutely should be banned.
Yes.
That fan hit, I forget who it was in front of him. Was it Derrick Henry? I don't know if it was Henry Zafe. I can't remember who it was, but another player got hit. Lamar saw it, kind of looked, and then he hit Lamar.
Yes.
And it's like, don't ever touch any of these players. You do not have the right to touch any of these players at all. You should be banned. That fan was wrong. Lamar Jackson did the right thing.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson was not wrong in that situation, and he does not deserve even the slightest bit of scrutiny for that. And that fan should be banned. But anyways, this Karen, you don't ban the fan. You don't ban it. I don't think she should be banned for life. And I don't think she should be banned from the stadium. I think the appropriate punishment is being known as Philly's Karen everywhere you go in life.
That I think. Hey, make a T-shirt, market it. Why not?
Oh, I'm sure it's got to be.
It's gonna be
all
on
over
a
the place.
t-shirt.
That's got to be.
That's
all
going to be
over
on
the place.
Amazon, exclusively on Amazon.
But think of what our society is. We're so, like, if I say something ridiculous right now, right? If I say something crazy, it's going to go all over Point Park. And then what, like, people want, like, we get off on these people having either a bad moment. I mean, would you want to be remembered for two of the worst minutes of your life?
Nope.
Would you want
No.
to? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
We've all had bad moments in our life. Every single one of us have had bad moments where, like, oh, shit, I wish I could take that back. Now, does this Philly's Karen feel that way? I don't know, because she hasn't spoken. But we should hear from her, and obviously it's her right, but I think she should say, like, what was going through her mind in that situation. And you have to know better. There are cameras everywhere. And my buddy's a director for the Marlins, so I sent him a text. I'm like, were you doing that game? He was like, yeah. I said, dude, I would love to do a little feature on it for my website. And he said, no, man, I don't want to give this any more attention than it's gotten. And I said, bro, I got to tell you something. I don't think it's possible to get any more attention to this story than it's gotten. It's on national news.
It blew up.
It was national news, and it's all across the web. So why are we so quick to, like, crush these people?
And you know what? That brings up a really good question. Why do we do that? Why do we public shame so many people for maybe one bad incident, one bad moment? It's a question that needs to be asked.
And she's has to wake up every day, and she's her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So think, if you're that pissed off at a baseball game, right? Like, a baseball game is people having a good time. You want to be entertained. Maybe you want to drink a few beers, or maybe you just want to watch baseball. Maybe you don't drink at all and you want to get hot dogs and popcorn and nachos. Whatever, man. Baseball's great, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
All I know is every time I went to a game, my dad raised me to the point where if you ever catch a foul ball or a baseball or whatever in the crowd, give it to someone younger. Give it to a younger girl. Give it to a younger guy. Yeah. And I feel like the dad did the right thing in that sense, like giving it to his son, because I would have done the same thing if I was there. Yeah. Give it to the youngest kid that I could see possible there, or the most excited kid, or the most intrigued kid. I just feel like she just made the situation worse than it needed to be. Why are you going up there and starting issues like that? Like, if you want to have words with the dad, like if he shoved her or whatever, there's no video of that. But if he shoved her to the ground to grab that baseball, okay, we're talking.
It looked like he, like, reached down.
Yeah, he just
she
picked it
went
up
to grab it, and he got there before she was able to get to it. So to me, it's his son's birthday. A ball came to a spot where he probably didn't expect a ball to land because they're way out there in the outfield. You know, the likelihood of a ball landing there is just so slim.
I gotta ask you, Robby.
So I don't know. I just don't think this lady is not. Her career does not deserve to be ruined. She shouldn't get fired from her job, but we should have the appropriate amount of mockery toward her for acting like that. But I think that's where it ends.
I agree.
She should not get canceled. She should not get nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Fully agree. And Robby, you covered many years of baseball.
Yeah,
many
16.
years.
Not about many. 16
years. I mean, that's almost as long as I've been living. So,
all right. Now that you put it that way, Lucas, I wonder why your podcast is called Jagoff.
I'm a Jagoff. But no, in all the years that you've been covering baseball, was there ever incidents like that you've maybe seen, maybe with the Pirates throughout the years? Maybe an incident where someone stormed the field or whatever?
That happens all the time. But I think, think about it, right? There are other videos out there. If you're like a dude, you catch a foul ball, it's cool, man. You make a good catch, flex a little bit, do something funny, then give the ball to a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have a little fun with it. Take a couple photos. Have fun with your buddies. And then you don't need to keep the ball.
Then sit your ass down.
Right. Like, it's fine. Like, you make a good catch. I saw a dude one time. They don't want to say it was either Houston or Chicago. This dude, like, grabbed this ball and he's like, yeah, he like celebrated. And there was, like, I don't know, like a 5-6-year-old girl. And he gave it to the girl, which is what you should be doing.
Right.
You know? Because that girl's going to remember that forever. You're a grown ass man. But I see stupid shit like that happen all the time at ballparks. Like people, I think because they're at a game, maybe they've had a couple drinks, they feel like they could act like a complete jackass. You know,
a jag-off.
A jag-off. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
But I don't know. In this day and age, that goes with you.
Yeah.
Like you represent yourself, you represent your family every day. So you're in control whether you act like a jackass or not.
Have you ever had an incident where like someone would storm the field at PNC Park, maybe like mid coverage?
Oh yeah. Well, the biggest. Well, what really annoyed the shit out of me? Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
say
We
whatever
swear
the hell
all the
you
time
want.
on this podcast.
Okay. You know what annoyed the living shit out of me? Was like if we were. It's one thing. Like we're getting set up to go on camera. If I get set up to go on camera and I'm in the stands, right? Mm-hmm. That's all fair game. You want to be in the background. You want to wave. That's all fine and good. But what bothers me are like the people that act like idiots. Like there's no rule book. Just don't be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no set rule.
It's an unspoken
but just
rule.
Don't cross it. Like you all it's not spoken, it's not delineated, it's not set in stone, but we all know what it is. So stop being a jackass. Like that's what I wish. Like just like people get behind and are like waiting. I'm like, dude, really? Like, what are you possibly going to do that's going to be entertaining to the masses? Nothing. You're at like a 0.2 right now, and clearly you're a jackass. So, like, what are you doing? We've had to like move our shots certain ways, or sometimes I have to act like I'm not going on camera, until 5 seconds before, so they don't have enough time to get back, and do it. So sometimes we'd pull that trick. So that always annoyed the shit out of me. When I was on camp, when I was with the Pirates.
Well, you do know I do a lot of like wrestling broadcasts on the side and stuff.
Yeah.
And we have an unspoken rule in the wrestling community where if someone tries to storm the ring, whatever wrestler's in the ring can beat the ever-living shit out of that
would be
person. So watching a wrestler who is known for a fake sport, as they like to say, just lay it into a fan. I mean, that happens all the time in the wrestling
fans get in the ring with
Oh,
wrestlers?
yeah. They try to because they think
Why?
they're... Have a couple beers, have a couple
would
drinks.
destroy them.
Oh, yeah. There's so many stories like with the WWE, like a fan will jump the barricade and try and be all tough,
You
get in the
deserve
ring.
to get suplexed if you do that.
Yeah, there's that unspoken rule where if they cross the ring, it's free for all. It's fair game.
I should try it. See what it.
You die.
I would recommend against that. I would not recommend doing that.
I want to go to a wrestling event where that happens. I would love to catch that on video.
I would love to see a wrestler just like, I don't want to see him end somebody's life, but like give them enough of a punishment where they're hurting for a couple days.
Oh yeah, and it's happened. I've
about
witnessed
doing that again.
I've witnessed it. It's pretty brutal.
Sorry, did I take you too much off track here?
No, you didn't take too much off track at all. In terms of professional wrestling, though, I actually do want to mention something real quick, Robby. It's pretty funny that the first time I met you, I've maybe called 7 or 8 sports.
All right.
Since then, I've called 13 different wrestling events and a dozen different sports.
No way.
That's crazy. I just thought about that now. The first time I met you,
man.
I was just getting my foot in the door, and I have an entire portfolio now.
That's amazing.
It's crazy just to show how time goes by.
Well, I think that's because we see your passion, and you know at a young age in life what it is that you want to do. And I remember being, you want to talk about growth. Can I talk about you for a second? How I've seen you mature a little bit in the business.
Yeah.
The first time you had me here, you had a notebook, and you had questions listed, right? And you were talking really fast, and I noticed that. And I knew you had personality, but I feel like, like you had certain things you wanted to cover, right? You might get to all of them, you might not. That's just the business. That happens all the time, right? And there's nothing wrong. Pick the important things that you need to cover, and then you have supplementary topics if you need them, right? And you were talking so fast, and we got off the air, and I said, hey, man, you did really well. I go, you were conversational. I go, I wish you had a little bit less notes, but just slow it down a little bit, right? And that happens to all of us. It was the same thing. I experienced it myself when I was getting into television. You talk too much. You talk too fast. You got to be just relatable, right? People are watching you. You want to be relatable to these people, and they can tell if you're reading a script, or you could always tell. And you had said that was the first time you had done a podcast before. Or it was like your first time having a podcast guest or something like that.
First time having a guest here, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you did really well. I didn't know it was your first time.
First time on camera, too.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So your first time, I was like, you did pretty good, man. Just a few small critiques. And now you're just like, you don't have any notes.
I'm here.
You're just chilling. You're just talking. You're, talking about jag-offs and talking about this stuff. But you notice your improvement that you've seen. And how long ago was that? How long ago was that?
6-7 months already.
So, okay. So we're talking less than a year, and look how much you've improved. So you're going to keep getting better and better. So I appreciate seeing somebody like you, a kid who identifies, exactly what it is that you want to do with your career. I know you're into wrestling, right? You like broadcast and wrestling, all right?
Yep.
Maybe there's a future, maybe there's not in wrestling, but you also love other sports.
Yep.
So you don't know where your path is going to take you. You know what I'm saying? There's so many opportunities out there for somebody like you, and I'm proud of you, man. You
No,
did
I
really
appreciate
well.
that. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much
You're
for
a
the kind
jagoff,
words.
though.
I am a jagoff. I'm
The
Pittsburgh's
biggest
favorites.
one. The biggest one. The biggest jagoff.
The
Is
biggest
he big?
jagoff.
Yes.
Like, what's his rep around the campus? Is he just being Pittsburgh's biggest jagoff?
Yes. He does it to Lucas and I.
People, like, what happens is people send me emails. Like I got from Matthew. Give me his last name again.
Palangi. Matt
Matthew
Palangi.
Right. Is he going to see this?
He might.
Oh, probably.
What's up, Matt? I look forward to seeing you, buddy. But, like, so what Matt references was, we've seen you on Austin's podcast.
Yes.
I'm like, this to Austin must be a big friggin' deal now.
Oh, he is. But I crush it a lot if I'm around. I start saying, well, I'm shocked it lasted this long.
Do your parents know you're a jagoff?
They know I'm a jagoff. That's where do you think I got the name from? That's actually true. My dad was.
Will your parents see this?
Yeah,
Oh, they'll
yes.
see this.
What are their names?
My mom's name is Cindy. My dad's name is Jumbo.
Cindy and Jumbo. What's Jim?
Jim, James, either
But
or.
Jumbo is his name.
Yeah, Jim is the
is
name.
it
James
Jumbo?
is the real name.
Do you remember Jumbo Diaz, the pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds? His name is Jumbo Diaz because he's a big guy. Anyways, Jumbo and
Cindy. Jumbo and Cindy.
Your son's a jagoff,
They'll
he-
appreciate that.
but he's a great kid,
Aw.
and he's going to do really well in life. And the other thing you said too is, you had gotten money, I want to say Christmas money, and you felt guilty using that money to buy podcasting equipment.
Close. So
Or
we
what
had
was it?
we had a graduation party over the summer.
That's
and all
what it
the
was.
money I made from that, instead of putting it to tuition, which it was supposed to go to, I put it in the equipment like this
Right.
for my at-home studio, and that's why I began the podcast.
Right. So you invested in your future.
I did.
You actually felt guilty, a little bit guilty, because you felt those funds were being misappropriated from where they were. When in reality, those funds could not have gone to better use than you investing in your future.
It was the
So that's
biggest
good shit,
reward.
man. I appreciate somebody like you. So any young kids out there seeing it, he sets a real good example for what you should do moving forward. Now, but it takes time too. Some students your age, you're a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
So sophomore in college, you might not know what you want to do yet. You know what I'm saying? You might not know exactly what path you want to go down. Maybe you want to be a producer or a director or a writer or,
Yeah.
something like that. It takes a while, but you identified your path early and you're pursuing it.
Exactly. And if you told young Austin Cairns, like, oh, you're going to be in professional wrestling one day, you're going to be actually calling the shows. Because I used to be the kid, like, with all the wrestlers, like, lined up in my room, playing
So
with
was
them,
I
making
when
them
I- WWF for me when I was a kid.
It
Hulk
would-
Hogan, Iron Sheik.
Oh, I had legends. Me and my sister would just be sitting there playing with these wrestlers. Now I had the chance to travel to Cleveland, Ohio 2 weeks ago to get paid to do a whole show by myself with wrestlers that I actually watched growing up here in the Pittsburgh area.
Crazy, huh?
And I'm sitting there at ringside, the one wrestler, Gan Jones Jr., love him to death. He came up to me. He was actually on this podcast too. And he came, well, two jagoffs. He came up to me and he was like, Austin, I can't believe that I saw you front row and center when you were like 6, 7 years old. And now you're sitting here calling my tag team match. You should be proud of yourself.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'm like,
great,
holy
man.
shit, that is crazy.
We should have like you and Lucas or you and downtown Nick Brown wrestle one another, and I'll do the play-by-play.
You do.
Oh my gosh.
How funny would that be? And I'll just make fun of all of you the whole time.
You know what? I'm
We're down for
Let's
that.
do it.
Yeah, I'm down for
You
that.
down for that?
Yes.
They
I'll just
tag-
watch you beat the daylights out of each other. But I don't want anybody to get seriously hurt, though.
Oh, they'll hurt me. They'll probably
Me?
They'll take. Yeah, yes, you damn it. You'll definitely hurt me.
Lucas would be the one to start throwing the punches
All right,
first.
punch him in the face right now.
Oh, that will really end well. Well,
I'm kidding. Don't do that. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Robbie, speaking of that, I heard that you were talking about Austin in Roger's class. That has been making realms around campus.
It was.
Yes.
Were you in the class? Were you in the you
No,
weren't in
but
that
I get
class, were
sick
you?
and tired of hearing Austin this, Austin that.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, in all seriousness, Robbie, I probably got like 6 different messages that night, being like, "Man, you and Robbie must be really close." And
Yeah. Well, I use you as an example.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Well, it depends what we're talking about.
oh
about
boy.
the haircut and the lack of product in your hair. That's a terrible
Oh my
thing.
God, you should have
no.
saw him before.
Hey, take a lesson from the master in product.
Okay,
Me
yeah.
and Richie Walsh, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to.
And Pump.
Yes. You should have saw him before.
All
Karen.
good guys, by the way.
Robbie's sitting there combing the damn.
How do you
hair.
get your hair to look like that with nothing in it?
There's hairspray in
Do
it.
you wake up like that?
No.
right.
Nice shower and hairspray.
He didn't bring the hairspray today. Normally he has the whole can sitting on the table.
It's in the
You know,
back.
you
It's
know
in the
what?
bag.
You know why I mention it though, Nick, is for the reasons I just mentioned a couple moments ago. Is some people may not know what exactly what they want to do because they're college kids, right? It takes time. I don't know what the hell I wanted to do in college. I have an education degree for crying out loud, and I've made my living in broadcasting. So, it's I don't know, man. I just I just see you doing the right. I see him doing the right thing. I see him going about it the right way. I see the work ethic he puts in. I see how much he's posted on social media. I see
him getting injured in the promos.
He's got a creative aspect to himself. And then the other thing is he's not afraid to be himself.
Right.
Because this business is hard, man. You got to put yourself out there, and then you got to worry about what your X feed is going to look like or what some moron, some loser is going to be tweeting at you.
Yes.
And I would read these comments from people, and I'm like, dude, think about this for a second. You're critiquing a question I'm asking to a Major League Baseball player, right? And that's fair game. That's part of the job. I accept any and all criticism from a fan who paid for our station to watch games. They earn that right to criticize us, and that is no problem. That's above the line. But some of the shit I would read, and I'm like, you're worried about a question I'm asking to a Major League Baseball player? What is wrong with you that you find enough time and enough energy in your life to expend to send a tweet at me or to send me a note about something? Like, these are like the worst of us and the worst of social media, So it's hard to put yourself out there because you have to be authentic, right? Mm-hmm. You have to be your authentic self, or viewers can see right through it. They just can. They can see when you're like doing like a fake voice for TV or doing a fake personality. You've been your authentic self, and I've really come to appreciate that. So that's why I use him as an example to other classes, even though it might annoy him every now and then to hear Austin's name so much.
I was going to say, I also use him too when talking with other people, bringing on other guests. I'm saying thanks, Austin, for the opportunity, because if it wasn't for Austin, I don't think Lucas and I would be able to be on these podcasts, co-host these podcasts, and get the connections and networking without Austin's help.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because you're basically, you know what your nickname should be?
What should my nickname be? Uh-oh.
What do you think? You think it's going to be funny? You should be called the straw. You're the straw that stirs the PPU podcast drink, baby.
I love it. The straw. It's better than JFK, so I'll take it.
Oh, Robbie, doesn't he look like JFK?
I don't look like JFK.
I feel like we've had this discussion.
I feel like
before.
we've had.
Yeah, you
yes.
mentioned this before.
Come on.
I don't look like JFK.
Yes, you do.
Stop.
Like I could see a little bit of resemblance.
Thanks,
the
Robbie.
hair,
Thanks.
the lack of product. I could see it a little bit.
I'm putting product in after this. I'll never be called JFK
geez.
again.
Better invest in gel, brother.
I'm getting gel.
Or pomade.
Pomade? Ooh.
You got to hit up Richie and Pomp to see what they use for their hair products.
Yeah, Richie's got the. Yeah, you can get a little bit of a Richie
Yes.
Walsh.
I probably
like
could.
The wavy part. I hope. Hey, Rich, I'm gonna tell you, Rich, this is for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna send Rich this clip.
Go
I'm
right
gonna tell him
ahead.
to watch it. Austin Cairns, you need to come on this podcast and you need to give him hair advice on how you get his hair to look like yours, even though you have the most beautiful hair, and I'm angry about it, on local television here in Pittsburgh. You need to work with Austin a little bit. You need to get that little wave. He's got like,
Yes.
It's like little hula dancers he has on the top of his head.
Mine
Richie.
is just...
Yours, we can
just wake up.
We can only pray for that, dude.
Wow, Robbie. What about Lucas? Doesn't he need some help in that hair too?
Oh,
He wears a hat all the time.
Yeah, I don't have the words to describe that haircut.
Nah, that haircut's the worst.
Is that
of
why
them
you
all.
invited me on to make fun of your hair?
No, that's not why at all.
You make fun of.
He makes fun of me on a consistent basis. He's the one person I will say he gets under my skin quite a bit, actually, on this podcast.
All right, that's good.
And
You was Lucas.
Well, Lucas does it sometimes, but I can get along with Lucas. And that's one thing you've gotten under my skin that I really wanted to bring up to Robbie. And Robbie, I feel like you're
what's
going to be
that?
the expert on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
let's do it.
Let's talk some Pirates for a second.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
let's do it.
I kind of dressed out in my Pirates gear just
Yeah,
for
I
you,
like
Robbie.
that. That's a nice free shirt you got right there.
Exactly. You knew it. Yes.
Come on, I know a free shirt. You know how I know? Because that shirt is yet to see an iron or a steamer. That thing came right out of the box. Right out of the
Yes.
packaging.
Every game I've been to this year is either a firework night or a free T-shirt night.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
lucky.
noticing a trend here.
All the free stuff. I wanna,
Downtown Nick Brown will be there on giveaway night, Pirates.
well, he's the bingo guy. That's what we call him because all he does is go to bingo every week.
Yeah.
That's his
Bingo's
thing.
fun. That's fun.
Yes. See,
Bingo's fun, man.
Bingo's fun?
Yeah.
it's better than
6
watching-
times a week fun?
I played like roll bingo with my niece down at the Jersey Shore a couple weeks ago. It was awesome.
6 times a week, though, fun. Is bingo.
better than watching the Pirates.
If you're into it, you're into
If
it.
you're into it, you're into it. I'm the best. Okay.
If you know what I love to do, I love to play pool. I love to shoot pool.
Oh, are you
My
pool
fa-
player?
Big time. I love it. I love playing pool.
We'll have to
I
shoot pool
play every
sometime.
Monday night with guys in their 80s.
Do you
And they're
win?
awesome. Yeah, I do. But they're pretty good, though. Those I don't win all the time. They're pretty competitive. Our games are very, very competitive. And so, like how you say with bingo, if somebody said, hey, you have a chance to play pool 6 nights a week, I'd probably do it.
Probably play pool.
I probably would play pool 6 nights a week. My buddy comes over probably once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We play at my house. I have a pool table at my house, and then I play with a bunch of buddies locally in Mount Washington.
Oh, wow.
Which is awesome. But go ahead. We were talking Pirates.
Yeah, we're talking Pirates. So we recently had a discussion on the Pirates on like what's their downfall? Why are they so bad? And obviously this has been a conversation we've had for many years on this podcast and just in general. Nick Brown over there likes to claim that the one reason why the Pirates are so bad, and you can quote me on this if I'm wrong.
Yes.
It's because of Don Kelly, of all folks.
Why they're so bad?
Yes.
Why?
Floor is your guys'.
There's a collective.
Point Park University alum Don Kelly?
Yes.
Oh my God, Robbie's ready to flame me.
You're going to come at me with that haircut, wearing that shirt, and tell me Don Kelly's the reason the Pirates are bad? This better be a good case here. I'm listening.
It's not Robbie.
On Facebook, we have a group, Pittsburgh Pirate fans. I don't know, they're locally all over the area.
Okay.
And within the last few weeks, there has been like a collective agreement in posts that Don Kelly shouldn't return as manager. There is a downfall in the Pirates. And I showed this to Austin, and he goes, You're listening to some buddy Joe from Johnstown.
Okay.
What do you lay the case to that for people that claim Don Kelly shouldn't return?
Have you seen his record?
It's a good case. It's pretty good.
I mean, what the facts are? I don't want the facts to stomp all over their feelings.
Right.
Their brittle little feelings there. But why? Look, I feel like Austin and I have talked about this before, right? Like Derek Shelton had his first managerial opportunity.
Yes.
Things obviously did not work out as well as he wanted to work out. I think there are lessons that he took from that, right? And there are lessons that Donnie Kelly took, being a bench coach, right? He was a scout. This is post-playing career. He actually, I don't know how many people know this. You know, Don Kelly was close to becoming my coworker at AT&T Sportsnet.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, I didn't know that.
2017. No, it would have been, I want to say 2017, because he had just finished playing. He came in an audition. He was going to be awesome. He and Leland have a great relationship, and Leland was still working in the Tiger organization. I don't think he was managing, if I remember correctly, but he was working the organization, and he had lined up a scouting job for Donnie with the Tigers. And he called me, and I'll never forget Donnie calling me and saying, hey, man, look. He was like, sorry, dude. He's like, I got this opportunity to go back into baseball operations. I go, what do you want to do eventually? He's like, man, actually, I'd like to get into coaching. I said, really? I said, Donnie, look, man. And I had this discussion with Neil Walker and Matt Capps, too, that I say to a lot of current players that, you know, every player is going to be a former player at some point in their life, right? I said, look, man, it just comes down to what you want to do with your life. You can stay involved in the game and broadcasting, but the wins and losses are no longer a factor. You don't take them home with you. So you don't experience the thrills of a win, and you don't experience the lows of a loss, right? Or like extended losing streaks. Or when you win 10 in a row, things are really good. You don't live those ups and downs as intensely as you do when you're a manager, a coach, a scout. But in TV, you're still directly involved in the game. And it's for former players, it's an easier gig. They can roll in at 3:30, 4 o'clock and be home at 10 at night, 10:30 at night, you know? So it's not a long day. But he wanted to do it, so he worked as a scout. So he called me and said, hey, I'm not taking a job on TV. I would love to be your coworker, but it's not going to happen. I said, hey, man, whatever you want to do, I just wish you the best. He was a scout for the Tigers for a year. Then he became the first base coach with the Houston Astros when they made the World Series in 2019, lost to the Washington Nationals. And then 2020, he came on as Derek Shelton's bench coach. So think of the experience that Donnie has in his career. Think of what he had to overcome to become a big league player for, I want to say 8-9 years, right? Whatever it was a long time. Miguel Cabrera loves the guy. Max Scherzer loves the guy. Loved him as a teammate. You know why? Because he did everything. He played every position. He could do it all. Now, was he the most talented guy? No, he was not. But nobody was going to outwork him.
Right.
Nobody, and this is where you can give yourself the edge in anything in life, is by being a great teammate. With Donnie, it's a literal term, being a great teammate, right? Being ready. If his only job is to pinch run, be ready to be the best pinch runner you can be. If you're going to pinch hit, put yourself in the best position to take one swing and get a hit and help your team win a game. And then he continued that everywhere he went. So first of all, nobody ever has a bad word to say about Donnie Kelly, number one. Number two, look at the experiences that he's lived in his life. He's been a player who's had to overcome everything. He's been a scout. He's been a first base coach. He's been a bench coach, and now he's a manager. Look at the results. When you see a locker room full of players, and I'm not, because there's so many coaches in the NFL that never played. I'm not knocking Derek Shelton, right? There are some great managers, Carlos Mendoza. There's probably quite Kevin Cash is one in Tampa, right? There's a lot of managers and major league. Not everybody's is a former player like Aaron Glenn with the Jets, for example, who was a first-round pick, had a great playing career. Now he's had a great coaching career so far, right? Mike Tomlin never played in the NFL, right? So,
yeah.
And they still carry credibility. So then look at a guy like Donnie Kelly who's done it all, who's played every position, right? He's got the experience and he's got the credibility in that locker room because he's been there and he's done that. Not as high a level as Andrew McCutchen or Paul Skeens or any of those guys, of course. That's obvious. But don't think that Andrew McCutchen and Paul Skeens don't know the path that he's traveled to get to where he is. And that carries a lot of weight in a clubhouse and in a locker room. And then you look at the results. And then honestly, you look at where the Pirates are, and they're not far off. They're really not. You mean to tell me next year in 2026, if you trot out the best pitcher in the world in Paul Skeens, who's going to go Rookie of the Year, Cy Young in his first 2 years as a major league pitcher. And he doesn't appear to be slowing down by any stretch.
Right.
And everything I've heard about him is nothing but what a machine and what an unbelievable guy he is with an unbelievable work ethic. Never heard a negative word said about Paul Skeens, number one. Okay? Then you got a healthy Jared Jones coming probably later in the season. You got Bubba Chandler. You got Mitch Keller, Oviedo. Who am I missing? Burrows. You got Harrington. Yeah, they traded Bednar. They traded Hayes, so you lose an all-world third baseman, in the field. But if they can supplement and hit a little bit better, maybe be a little bit more in sync going into the season and not do some of the dumb shit that they've done this year.
Yeah.
You got such a great natural talent in O'Neal Cruz who could hit the ball 1,000 feet, right? So when you look at all these elements, yeah, they got to put some things together. Yes, Bob has to spend a little bit, but people are always quick to pin Bob Nutting on not spending money. That's only part of it. Drafting and developing is a big part, and Donnie's a big part of that culture and people playing hard and doing the right thing. So I don't understand how somebody could say Donnie Kelly doesn't deserve the job, because I think he does. And I just think you look at the results, you look at the street cred, you look at how likable he is. Another thing is he's from Pittsburgh, man. He's one of us.
He's a Point Park alum.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So how does anybody root against him?
Austin's giving me some looks over there.
He's asking you the question.
Looks, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to him.
What is their problem? Because I think the at-home score, if you look at their record at home, it's like 42
yeah, they have
and
a winning
30
record at home. Yeah, they play well at home and they're shitty on the road.
How do you fix that on the road stuff?
Look, you just it sounds so ridiculous. You got to play better, and that's obvious. Yeah, I know it's a stupid answer, but things weren't gelling early in the year. You saw it was a dumpster fire.
Yes.
The first 2 months of the year for the Pirates, they've endured more in the first 2 months of this year. And I honestly, by the end of May, I'm like, thank God I'm not covering this bullshit day in and day out.
Didn't I tell you a month ago it was because the players were playing bad?
I don't remember that.
They just lack of execution, lack of focus, lack of attention to detail. You get a little bit of malaise that kind of sets in and it kind of permeates through a clubhouse, and you're doing little things wrong. You're taking a base when you shouldn't. You're getting caught in rundowns.
Yes.
You're not running out a ground ball. You're not hustling for a ball in the gap. Just certain things. Details matter in baseball more than they matter, I think, in any other sport, because it can directly impact a game, and you don't see it on the score sheet. And Donnie is so good at that, because that is where he had to create an edge for himself as a player if he was going to carve out a career. Because he wasn't some highly touted draft pick. He went to Point Park, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not knocking Point Park, but who the hell associates Point Park with being a baseball school?
That's a good question.
I mean, probably not a ton, right?
Not
you
a
got
ton.
the great Dan Hart.
That might be the one statement I have to disagree with you on, Robbie. Point Park has a really good baseball program.
Is it really? Okay.
Very
I
good
want to hear
baseball.
it. Then good. And then
Yeah, that's the only thing in your spiel that I have to disagree on, but everything you said is phenomenal. And Nick, you should be ashamed of us saying that about Don Kelly.
I'm just saying.
We're not here to shame you. I'm just saying I would respectfully disagree. And now I'm almost embarrassed. I got outed on this podcast.
No, you're good.
Who was
Robbie.
it they had from base? Because that's great.
Yeah, we just won the MEC title last year.
What's that?
We just won our Mountain East Conference Championship. I mean, they're
That's
a
really
D2
good.
school.
But I'm
so,
saying traditionally, though. My point
Traditionally.
is like, have there been a lot? I mean, I hope there have been. I'm not ripping
There's
Point
been a
Park. I
couple.
love Point Park.
Yeah, there's been a couple. Don Kelly's one probably the most notable.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A couple other guys.
There's a
There are
couple.
few. There's another dude I know who played too, a local kid. But anyways, I can't remember his name right now. But like Dan Hart does PR, and there's a lot of interns that come from Point Park University.
Yeah.
I'm talking, but I'm just saying, like, it's not known as like My point is
It's not-
compared
yeah.
to like a Vanderbilt or
Oh,
Virginia,
yeah.
with all these powerhouses. Is what I'm saying. I'm not.
course.
I'm not. I love you, Point Park. I promise. I'm not ripping you.
We'll put the hearts
My
up for
point
Point
is, but like Donnie Kelly, he didn't go to Vanderbilt. He wasn't a high pedigree guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my point. Is you look at everything he had to do to carve out the career he did, and that carries a lot of weight in a clubhouse.
And this brings us back to a conversation I think me and you had, Nick, a couple months ago. I think we were on Zoom actually at the time. We weren't here in the Media Hub. And when we had this first argument about Don Kelly, whether or not it's his fault or it's not his fault, one of the points you brought up, if you don't mind me bringing that conversation back up, was I think we played the Rockies that next week.
Okay.
And when we went up against the Rockies, you kept trying to say, well, Don Kelly's not making any adjustments. Why is he not making adjustments? Nick, did you forget in that game they were targeting the third base line? Oh, wait a minute. You got rid of your all-star third baseman the week before. Oh, well, they can't close off a game to save their life. Didn't they get rid of their closing pitcher that same week too? You got to really think about the logistics here. You can't just take a look and say, oh, well, Don Kelly needs to make adjustments. He's playing the card that he's been given. He hasn't even had a full season coaching yet. We got to give Kelly a chance before he can make those assumptions.
So that brings me, Robbie, to my next point that a lot of people...
And that's a good point.
That is a good point. That a lot of fans are arguing. My family has also argued this. When you have mediocre players, you get mediocre results. How do you respond to that point?
Paul's mediocre.
That's fair. I mean, you can't include Skeens in this conversation.
The Skeens is
he's the greatest pitcher in the world.
Skeens.
Yeah, so you could take him out of it, but I mean, look, have they gotten the most out of their guys? Did O'Neal Cruz hit his full potential yet? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Did Key Brian Hayes reach his full potential? I think in the field he probably did. At the plate, probably leaves a little bit, right? Then let's look at why that happened. Okay, he's had different hitting coaches. There was the hubbub with John Nunnally and, the hitting coach fiasco that was going on, and Andy Haynes. And look, and again, none of this is meant to be disrespectful to anybody involved in this situation.
It's just the business. This is how you cope with it.
Look at it. Who's the Kenny Pickett, right? Look at how many different offensive coordinators he's had. He's been in the league 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's had the same offensive coordinator for 2 straight years.
No.
Don't underestimate. Look, I know he's a first-round pick. Again, none of this to knock Kenny Pickett, but like fans don't realize how much of an impact that can have on somebody. Not having the same voice, not having that cohesiveness. So I think they lacked a little bit of the cohesiveness as a group. Number one. And then you say mediocre players, right? But are they mediocre? Brian Reynolds proved himself to be a pretty good player. Not having not having his best year, but you know what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Neil Huntington made a great trade to get him. Trade Andrew McCutcheon, who's now his teammate for 3, 4, he came back in my last year, 2023. So 3 years now he gets to play with a guy he was traded for, right? Kutch is still bringing it at 38.
Yes.
You got Keller, 2-time All-Star. You traded Bednar, traded Hayes. Bednar, 2-time All-Star closer. Yes, he had his ups and downs, but he came back and was dominant after he went down to AAA.
Very.
Right.
So first thing you have to look at, are they mediocre players or are they not getting the best that they can out of each guy? Is there a development problem? How many guys have we seen come through the Pirates and dominate the minor leagues, and they come up to the big leagues and they've sucked, and then they've gone elsewhere and have performed really well? You know they have the ability to do it. They have it in their bag. We've seen it. So is it a development issue? I don't know. I don't know the answer to those questions, but I'm just saying, are they mediocre players or are they maybe not being put in the best position to have success by the organization? That's not, Tommy Pham, right?
Right.
Horrible first couple months.
Yes.
I remember him I said to my buddies, he did an interview and he said, I'm not one to make excuses, right? And look at Tommy Pham. He's been a bunch of different teams, carved out a hell of a career for himself, right? And he said something to the effect of, I'm getting my lenses fixed, my contact lenses, right? And I promise it's going to be better. I said to my guys, I go, I'm telling you, you better believe every word he just said. He's afraid to say it because he's going to get hammered by the fans, but using it as an excuse. Once he said that, what have his numbers been?
Phenomenal.
Productive Major League player.
Yeah.
I don't want to say phenomenal. He's not an all-star, but he's a major league player contributing, and he's a veteran who's been around a while, right? So there are so many things that come to play. Everybody wanted Tommy Pham gone a month and a half into the season. Now they want him gone now. What if they're competitive? He's probably a guy who could help you win a couple games in a playoff chase. You know,
what's with the attendance? That's
a whole different topic there. Don't get me.
I think we should move to that because I've been to 3 Pirate games this year. 50-50 is not even worth it. It's like 20,000.
You don't want. Well, first, it's always worth it. Oh, I got to put money in my meter right now. I don't want to get a parking ticket because of you guys.
Because of the jag-off over there.
Yeah, because you're gonna, get me a ticket and I'm really going to call you a jag-off if that happens.
I was
47 seconds away from being expired.
47
seconds away.
Good, that's clutch.
No, but
what's going on with attendance?
But
it's like
I don't, dude. We don't have enough time.
We don't even have enough time.
No,
We're at the hour mark.
It's you know what it is. I think some of the lessons I took away in my time, my 11 years working with that organization, day in and day out, was you want passion. Okay, you want whether they're happy as hell or whether they are pissed off, right?
Yes.
It's you want that passion. You want them to say, "Oh, you stink. I hate you. You're this." Not to say I hate you, but like you stink. You should be ashamed. You want them to get pissed off about what happened, or you want to be super happy. My God, I love you. What a great game. I can't believe we won, or we've won 7 out of 9, 6 out of 8 against winning teams, which they have in their bag to do. They're a good enough team. I think they can beat good teams, right? They've proven it this year. They swept. Didn't they sweep the Dodgers? Right?
Yeah, they did.
Swept the
that
Dodgers.
was a shocker.
Or was it? Or are they an up and coming team? That's my point.
That's a good argument.
To beat the Dodgers. They've proven they're good enough to beat the Dodgers. So maybe they need to look inside a little bit. Maybe get their development, get their drafting, and get on the same page with that, and put these guys in the best position to have success because they know there are very competent people in that organization. I can tell you firsthand, more than most people will tell you. There are very competent people in that organization. Now, there's some nincompoops there, too. Don't get me wrong. There are some fools, absolute fools in that organization, too. But what I'm saying, though, is they have what it takes to be good, and they're closer than I think a lot of people realize. I don't want to say something ridiculous, but it's not out of the conversation to say that they could win a decent number of games next year with the roster that they have as is. They have to add a couple bats, of course, but believe me, they're not as far off as people think they are. As for the attendance, apathy kicked in.
Should we keep giving Bob Nutting our money?
What you don't understand, though, is that Bob Nutting could play in front of an empty stadium and still make money. Your ticket sale or lack of only helps or hurts the ushers, the surrounding businesses. I got buddies that say it all the time. They've had enough. They don't want to give Bob Nutting is a billionaire. He doesn't give a shit about your $10 purchase on StubHub. True. Trust me.
Or his chicken tenders at Chicken and Pete's.
Right. It does it at where?
Chicken and Pete's.
Chickies and Pete's. Get it right.
Oh, got schooled.
Don't be a jag-off.
Now he's a computer.
Right.
So to put this.
So yeah, but point is, look, Bob Nutting is making money no matter what happens. He just is.
So go to the game no matter what. Support the ushers, support the businesses.
Ushers, game day staff. You know, it's
a fun night out.
It's the most beautiful ballpark in the game, and they're getting better. Like they're not as far behind as people think. That's just my personal opinion.
So officially, to put this argument to rest. Robby.
Oh yeah. Did we get to what we need to get to?
Don Kelly, is his statement correct or incorrect? I got to know about Don Kelly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. Is his?
Hell no, it's not correct.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Because we've been
that's what makes sports great is we can debate about this.
You can debate about.
And people are entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to disagree with it respectfully. So I just respectfully disagree with the people that.
And he's even laid out the case. So all them other people too from the Pittsburgh fans group chat, they're also.
And the other thing too is who do you want? Who are you going to get?
You.
That's
me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Coaching baseball. Anybody going to listen to me, brother? I'm just here to ask stupid questions. That's it. And I did it for 11 years in this city.
And you got the X.
A lot of people know. Tired of my stupid questions, huh?
You got the X tweets. You got the X posts coming in.
Yeah, now I don't get chirped anywhere. Well, I have my own account finally. I don't get chirped like I used to on the AT&T Sports account.
Sorry, you got me there, Nick.
I love blocking. And our marketing guy, we get so mad. Stop blocking people. I'm like, how about they don't act like a freaking jackass? Like, why do I? If they're mandated, I tweeted out that stupid ass account, right? And they were like, just ignore it, just ignore it. So after a while, I stopped reading mentions. I just stopped reading mentions. But I'm like, you know what? Screw these people for saying dumb shit. You deserve to get blocked. And they're like, stop blocking them, stop blocking them. I'm like, well, stop making me tweet out of here and I won't block them.
So Robby had like a long list of people he's blocked, I'm guessing.
Oh God! After a while, like I would do it just like it became like a sport.
See how many you can block in a day.
And it's not because I was sensitive. I just don't feel like reading stupid shit.
I don't need that
No
negativity.
waste of you see the name, you're like, this is going to be some dumb shit.
It's like
why am
Bob 0056259.
Well, no, yeah, that's a given, of course.
Those are the bot accounts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That asks.
I will say this though, Robby. It has been a pleasure, as always,
I appreciate
to have you on Steel City Commuters.
Man, I feel like I talked too much this time.
No.
But I enjoy
no.
this. This is fun.
You're gonna be on Pioneer Sideline next week. That's gonna be a big one.
That's what I heard.
What is Pioneer Sideline?
Sideline.
I know. I've been asked to come on with Bryn
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Matt Palangi.
Matt
the whole
Palangi. Yep.
crew.
So it's like our own like television station. So it's like our ESPN type show
Oh,
where we
that's nice.
report
Oh,
on
that's
a bunch
awesome.
of stuff.
That's
We
fun.
do debate segments, ad libs.
for-
You'll see me debating there. I'll
hope
debate
you-
that one.
I hope you'll debate him. He always thinks he's right.
He wouldn't stand a chance.
I probably wouldn't. It's professional versus amateur here. But
You are definitely not an amateur. That's for. Have you been paid to broadcast?
I have.
So you're a professional.
I've
Just so you
been
know.
paid 5 times? 6
Okay.
times? Yeah.
So
a couple times.
that's when you get paid for your work. You're a professional.
Ooh.
So you are not an amateur.
I will take that then. Okay.
You're
so
still a
professional
student, but you're part-time
professional student and then
student
professional.
and professional broadcaster.
I like that.
No matter how many zeros are in that check, it doesn't matter.
Wasn't many, I'll tell you that much.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. You got paid to work. Wouldn't you say that would be your dream?
It is my dream.
Didn't you say your mom kept a paycheck from a broadcast?
Yeah,
you
it's
did?
framed right on my.
What was
right on
it?
my
What'd you do?
room. I call basketball, women's basketball.
That's what I'm saying. That's good shit, man. I still have my first check from the Newark Bears
Oh wow.
that I got paid to do play-by-play. I think I got like $50 a game.
I got
something
30, so exactly.
Yeah, right. So I got like it was not a lot of money.
Wow.
But
Well, I'm
it was
gonna
cool.
It's very cool. And I'll tell you what. I want to give you the chance to say the final words here on Steel City. You met Nick for the first time. This is
I
the
enjoyed
third time
meeting
you've
you,
been
Nick.
with me, so
You guys have bright futures, and I'm really happy to come on here. And anytime you need me on here, you just ask. I'm happy to do it.
Thanks, Rob.
As far as the final word, I've done enough talking, but I do appreciate the opportunity. If you love the game of baseball, if you have anybody in your life that is a baseball fan, they'll love my upcoming book called Sacred Grounds.
I will be
table
pre-ordering
photo.
it.
It is a coffee table photo book, and it's all kinds of pictures that I took. I have a website. There are multiple QR codes in the book. Go to the website, see a bunch more stuff. RobbyInc, ROBBYINC.com. That's where I'm selling it. I had to do it because the big box sites take way too much money, and I invested my personal funds into this project.
it's a big project.
So that's why I did. Oh, it was a
I'm looking
monster.
forward to
It took
it.
me over a year to do it.
I'm expecting an autograph on my book whenever I
right.
get you.
It would be my
Same here.
honor. It would be my honor to do it, boys.
Awesome.
And before we go,
Yes.
we have a very special event we have to continue to advertise.
Oh, yeah.
Point Park's Day of Giving with Austin Cairns and 2 Jagoffs Live. Austin, it's going to be a great event. I hear the lineup is in the works. Robby, I'm his best friend. He won't even tell me the lineup. That's how sacred
Yeah,
this
secrets happen.
That's how
okay.
sacred
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Sacred event, Wednesday, October 29th, 5 to 7, right here at Point Park University. Yours truly will be hosting. Have a panel, have some fun moments, funny guests. It's going to be a great time. Happy hour starts at 4, so make sure you bring your student IDs. It's going to be a great, great time. Robby, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Robby.
Austin, downtown Nick Brown. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and thank you all so much for tuning in to Steel City, giving up your time to listen to us three. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and go comment. See you all in the next one. Peace.